I'm back with another episode of The Big Bang Theory, and this episode is the start of a new season, Season 3. The episode is Season 3, Episode 1, The Electric Can Opener Fluctuation, and this episode begins with the gang returning from their Arctic expedition. Now, as I said at the end of my review for the end of Season 2, I feel like this was a bit of a missed opportunity here, and that's because I feel like they should have had at least one episode either at the end of the last season or to start off this season showing them on their Arctic expedition. It just would have been a fun episode in my opinion. But we don't get that. We get the usual time gap between seasons of this show, and we pick up with them returning from their trip, and they are all sporting long, burly beards from their time in the Arctic. All except for Sheldon, who is sporting just a goatee, kind of looking similar to a Spock goatee from the Mirror Mirror episode of Star Trek. But with Sheldon, if he's going to have facial hair, this makes sense. This is what he would pick. Sheldon, first getting back into the apartment, calls his mother and tells her the expedition was a success, and then he reunites with his Spot.
Daddy's home.
Which you could tell he had been missing the entire time he was gone. And then we get a big happening as Leonard goes over to tell Penny that they've returned. As soon as he knocks on the door and she opens it, she greets him with immediately a kiss, and they go back into her apartment. Howard is distraught, thinking he should have been the one to go over and knock on the door, and Raj notes that I'm sure it was a first-come, first-served situation. What it was is good news for Leonard, because it seems that the phrase, absence makes the heart grow fonder, is true in this situation. But there is trouble brewing back in the apartment, because as Sheldon is reassuring Raj and Howard that he won't forget their contributions to his success in this expedition, and then they decide to tell him that his success was not real success. He thought he was picking up valuable data, and what they tell him that he was picking up was actually just static from them turning an electric can opener on and off, which is where we get the title for this episode. So they were basically feeding Sheldon false data because he was being unbearable, which I know sounds terribly hard to believe for Sheldon. So they fed him false data to make him more bearable to live with. And he seems shocked at first to find out that Leonard was involved until he realizes that the whole plan reeks of Leonard. Leonard, meanwhile, is over in Penny's apartment making out with her and seems to be making some fair progress there until Sheldon comes looking for him because he is quite angry. He interrupts Leonard and Penny, gets into the apartment, confronts Leonard about this. Penny's a little confused and he explains it, and he explains that they had to give him the false data to make Sheldon happy because they wanted to kill him when he wasn't happy. They were even going to try to do that by throwing his Kindle outside and waiting for him to go outside. When he did, they were going to close the door and let him freeze to death. Leonard does try to tell him that they kept the real data that he can publish, but Sheldon is quite upset because he got a little ahead of himself.
He sends an email to everyone at the university explaining that I have confirmed string theory and forever changed man's understanding of the universe.
And sent an email basically saying that he confirmed string theory, which he obviously should not have done yet. And Leonard tells him that all he has to do is send another email. Sheldon, of course, feels like this will make him look bad and wreck his reputation a bit. So he storms off pretty angry. And Leonard tries to get back to what Penny and him were starting, but she is, of course, worried about Sheldon now and goes off to talk to him. Penny finds Sheldon in his room and tries to comfort him. This doesn't go well, as Penny tries to relate to Sheldon's situation, but all he thinks about is her story is nothing relatable to him losing a Nobel Prize. The next day, we see Raj, Leonard, and Howard all in the cafeteria. They've shaven their beards, all except for Howard, who decided to keep the mustache. When Sheldon comes in, also now shaven, he tries to force choke Leonard because he's still mad at everybody, and he tries to force choke Raj, and Raj plays along because he's feeling bad for the guy. Sheldon is understandably mad at everybody here and refusing to sit with anybody. He sent out his retraction email, and he is pretty embarrassed about it. And that's made all the worse when Barry Kripke, of all people, comes over to mock Sheldon about it. It's going to take Sheldon a bit to bounce back from this one. In the meantime, Leonard has decided to go back and try again with Penny. He sees her at the door and gives her a gift he brought her back from the North Pole, and it is a preserved snowflake from the North Pole. Penny's very happy with the gift, and they start kissing again, only to be interrupted, this time by Raj and Howard, saying that Sheldon ran away. He handed in his resignation at the university, and they can't seem to find him anywhere. That's until Leonard gets a phone call from Sheldon's mother, letting him know that Sheldon's in Texas, and they all need to go there to bring him back. Leonard, of course, wants to stay back with Penny, but she insists that he go and help bring Sheldon back, and then she'll be waiting for him here. Leonard really cannot catch a break in this episode, as he says many times. And so that's where we find Sheldon, back at Texas at his mother's house. She's made him dinner, and she's trying to talk to him, and he's still being a little bit difficult, as is his way. But she doesn't have to wait too long, as Raj, Leonard, and Howard arrive in Texas. They flew in on a red-eye flight, and Howard is sporting a red cowboy hat. He's definitely got a Sheriff Woody vibe with what he's got going on, the red cowboy hat, the yellow shirt. They arrive at Sheldon's mother's house, and Leonard clearly wants to get back as soon as possible to get back to Penny. So when Sheldon emerges from his room, they say they're sorry and they want him to come back, but he says he's going to stay in Texas permanently and try to teach evolution to creationists. This upsets his mother, and they have a brief disagreement.
Opinion.
Evolution isn't an opinion, it's fact.
And that is your opinion.
And Sheldon is instantly over it, so he forgives them and decides to go with them back to California. And we end this episode with Leonard finally catching his big break. Him and Penny have slept together, although now they both agree that it feels a little weird. And that is The Big Bang Theory, Season 3, Episode 1, The Electric Can Opener Fluctuation. And I think this episode is a very good start to what I think is a very good season. And we see a lot in this episode. We see Sheldon go through an emotional roller coaster. He's hurt by his friends having lied to him, and he's humiliated about the fact that he thought he had made a major discovery, and he was found to be false, and he had sent an email out, and he had to retract it. Now, this would be embarrassing to just about anybody, but to Sheldon, it's got to be a little bit more so because we know how much pride he takes in his career. And really, if Sheldon had confirmed what he thought, he would be on his way to a Nobel Prize. So it really is surprising that Sheldon doesn't stay angrier longer. The other main takeaway from this episode is, of course, Leonard and Penny. It's been building for 3 seasons, but it seems like they are finally together as a couple, as in this episode. They come together very quickly at the beginning. It takes them the entire episode, but they do sleep together by the end of the episode. So, as I said earlier in this review, it would seem like for Penny, absence did make the heart grow fonder, as she was ready to embrace Leonard when he returned. And Leonard's persistence and patience for the first 2 seasons did pay off. I do kind of feel for both sides in this episode as well, because I feel bad for Sheldon that he was humiliated the way he was, and that he was lied to. But I do also understand, and we've seen in previous episodes of the show, how irritating Sheldon can be when he's not getting his way. So I can understand why they were trapped in a confined space with Sheldon in the Arctic, that they would do what they needed to do to try to improve their situation and make Sheldon in a better mood. Does it justify what they did? I don't know, but at least they were able to move past it and remain friends by the end of the episode. Now, this 3rd season of The Big Bang Theory is a very highly rated season. On Rotten Tomatoes, the 3rd season gets a 100% fresh tomato score from critics and a 92% fresh audience score. I would score this first episode, personally, at a 9 out of 10. I think it was a very strong way to come back and start the new season. Please let me know your thoughts on this first episode of Season 3 in the comments section below. Do you think Sheldon was justified in being angry? Do you think the gang was justified in lying to Sheldon? Please be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel, and keep an eye out for my next video coming soon.